The food software of the Matrix, how the system suppresses your avatar, why is one of the biggest causes of human aging and the suppression of your true self the food the system convinced you to eat. What hard facts do we have? Human DNA is not 100% designed for pure veganism or a raw food diet. That's a fact. By its genetic firmware, the human being is an omnivorous primate. Our code was written so the avatar could digest both fruit from a tree and a chunk of mammoth meat if an Ice Age survival scenario showed up. We were built as the ultimate survival machines. But this is where the system's biggest trap is hiding. People confuse emergency survival software with the default nutritional operating system required for maximum biocomputer performance and a clear state of consciousness. Your DNA allows you to survive on bones and emergency rations. But you will never evolve or hack the Matrix running on that kind of fuel. What is permanently hard-coded into the body is the enzyme system. Enzymes are protein molecules that accelerate the biochemical reactions required for life by millions of times. They exist in every raw food source. Vegetables, fruits, nuts, even raw meat and raw fish. Because of enzymes, food inside the stomach can break itself down under the action of gastric juices with virtually no energy expenditure from the avatar itself. This process is called autolysis. But enzymes have one critical vulnerability. The moment tissue temperature rises above 45 degrees Celsius, they permanently lose their properties. This is the foundation of biological activity in every living organism. A logical question immediately appears. If enzymes die during cooking and heating, does that mean everything should be eaten raw, including meat? No, for the avatar and for mental health, that is a dead-end path, and there are 3 hard reasons for that. Reason number 1, even in its raw state, an animal cell contains foreign protein of extremely high density. The moment an animal dies, decomposition begins immediately inside its tissues and so-called corpse toxins start to appear. The digestive system is forced to spend enormous resources from the liver, kidneys, and pancreas filtering and removing those toxins from the bloodstream. Reason number 2. In today's contaminated biosphere, raw meat and raw fish are one of the primary sources of parasites and foreign microorganisms. True predators, such as wolves and lions, possess stomach acid several times stronger than that of a human being. Their acid can dissolve bones and destroy parasites on contact. Human stomach acidity is lower. When you eat raw meat, you are effectively loading foreign biological software into the avatar. That software begins consuming resources from the inside and influencing behavior and mood through the nervous system. Reason number 3. An animal is a living being with a developed nervous system. At the moment of death, massive amounts of stress hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol are released into its bloodstream. That information becomes embedded in the structure of the tissues. When you consume it, you are literally integrating foreign fear and aggression into your own mental code. You dilute your own energy with the imprint of death. An energetic and informational trace of the animal's final moment becomes recorded in the flesh. That is why raw animal products are not the answer. On living fruits and greens, none of that mental sludge exists. Plants do not experience fear. Every raw apple, cucumber, or nut comes with its own native enzymes built in. When you eat it, stomach acid only breaks open the cell walls. The enzymes activate, and the food begins digesting itself. Your body barely spends any of its own resources. Living food growing on a branch is protected by built-in thermoregulation software and a constant energy supply from the earth. It fights to preserve its original code. But the moment you subject it to artificial heat on a stove, that software shuts down. The living instantly becomes dead material. For an apple, sunlight is a battery. For that same apple, the fire in a cooking pot is a death sentence. Even if fruit becomes overheated in the sun, it is still what you could call living food on minimum settings. It can still be absorbed easily without emergency digestion mode, brain fog, or toxic waste. Its natural carbohydrate structure remains intact, and for the avatar, that is a massive advantage. But when you eat cooked grains, meat, soup, or bread, all the enzymes are already dead. To process the dead material, the body is forced to activate emergency mode. The pancreas is pushed harder, the system wears down faster, and I consider this one of the primary reasons for human aging. Eating the very foods we've been programmed to consume since childhood. In conventional medicine, there is a phenomenon called digestive leukocytosis. The moment cooked food enters the body, the security system goes on alert. Billions of white blood cells rush toward the walls of the digestive tract. They attack the meal the same way they would attack an infection or a virus. A tremendous amount of energy gets burned in this internal battle. On a raw food protocol, there is silence. The body recognizes living food as familiar. No alarms. No emergency response. Just a clean flow of energy that can be used for your game instead of fighting your own breakfast. Inside your digestive system live billions of nanobots. Bacteria. This is your microbiome. In many ways, it functions as a second brain. Feed it raw fiber and symbiotic microorganisms thrive. According to this model, that microbiome can render all the amino acids and vitamins your body requires from ordinary plant matter. Even the nutrients the system insists only exist in meat. But if you continually feed it cooked, dead food, putrefactive microorganisms take control. They release neurotoxins. In practical terms, you begin feeding foreign programs inside your own avatar. Through the vagus nerve, those programs start influencing the brain directly, demanding more sugar. More alcohol. More fast food. Dead food creates only the illusion of energy. You eat meat or a bowl of cooked grains. Blood sugar rises. The body activates emergency processing mode. And for a brief moment you think, wow, I've got energy. But 30 minutes later the effect fades. You become sleepy. Your thinking becomes cloudy. And your energy balance drops below zero. An endless loan taken against your own health. Yes, the system gives you complete freedom of choice. You can load yourself up with fast food, meat, bread, pastries, sugar, chemical drinks, and alcohol all day long. Your suit will process it, but it will do so by burning through your system limits. The result is simple: your level of mental activity and your overall lifespan get cut down by an average of 10 times. And that's not a metaphor. If we remember what history tells us about figures like Noah living for more than 900 years, it becomes obvious that the human avatar was originally designed as a self-sustaining machine capable of operating for a millennium. But through nutritional junk, we were artificially reprogrammed into a shortened 70-year cycle, forcing us to burn through our potential at accelerated speed. In this clogged and overloaded state, a person is physically incapable of thinking with an open mind. When your biocomputer is busy digesting heavy dead matter, your mental antenna becomes completely blocked. You become deaf to intuition. You become intellectually limited. Your avatar has simply been filled with low-grade fuel so it has enough power to survive another shift at the factory or another day in the office. You function like a biorobot. You do not feel even 1% of your true mental potential. Living nutrition simply returns you to your natural factory settings, a state where energy flows on its own. A raw food lifestyle unlocks a massive internal resource. The body begins generating clean power instead of wasting 80% of its potential digesting plastic and removing toxins. The body transforms into a powerful autonomous quantum machine that begins projecting the events it needs inside the simulation. Today, in 2026, when the external environment is overloaded with frequencies, electromagnetic noise, and the constant mental pressure of the matrix, your avatar must operate at maximum capacity. Living food creates a spectacular cleansing effect within the observed simulation. This is pure physics, explosive energy growth, ultra-focus, crystal clear thoughts. Constant self-improvement, the development of every mental ability. Less need for sleep, and a complete absence of toxic odors from sweat. You finally begin seeing the game through the source code itself, without system interference. When you deeply understand these ideas and begin stepping into them, to serious problems will inevitably appear, problems that must be solved both physically and mentally. The first problem is social pressure. If you continue living in a major city, using social media, and spending time with friends who destroy fast food every single day, you will constantly experience mental resistance. The system will try to pull you back into the collective pot. It will throw temptations at you and test your awareness every time you decide what to eat. This is where serious work begins. This is where you strengthen your inner core with relentless determination. The second problem is the shortage of clean products. For the average person trapped inside the concrete jungle of a modern city, it is objectively difficult to find living food that is free from chemicals, pesticides, and preservatives. But this problem can be solved. Some people find trusted local farmers. Some build their own supply networks. Others solve the problem on a mental level, cleansing and reprogramming the structure of food through the power of intention. There is always a way. You simply have to start looking. But remember this. Do not become obsessed. Do not disappear into radical insanity on this path. My goal is simply to shine a light on a hidden truth. To rip off the rose-colored glasses. To show you how the mechanism works. I do not know the current settings of your specific organism. So do not take my word for it. Experiment. Try consciously living on clean raw foods for a day. Or 2 days, or a week. Remove dead processed material from your diet and observe what happens inside your body and your consciousness. I also want to make a strong point for people who are overweight. If you are carrying extra weight, your avatar is already overloaded with toxic ballast. In the simulation, excess weight is excess code clogging up the avatar's memory. The standard 3 meal a day system is fundamentally incompatible with your current condition. Your first priority is a hard reboot. Create a deep calorie deficit. Give your body time to clean itself until the excess weight is completely gone. Stop endlessly refueling a machine that is already broken. Activate forced disk cleanup mode. Yes, breaking old food scripts is difficult. Transformation requires willpower, but believe me, after a surprisingly short period of time, your matrix will burst open like a champagne cork flying from a bottle. The veil will fall away. You will begin seeing yourself with crystal clarity. You will understand your true goals, and you will see the larger reality around you with completely different eyes. The choice is yours, brother.